of the timeline. Okay, so I want you to imagine that you would want, and I believe that time is a huge value, right? So imagine that the person is in the 40s, but you would like to achieve something that you might be achieving normally in your 50s with a just 5 years of a duration, or something that you can be achieving in your 60s with a 15 years of a duration or 10 years of a duration. So it means squeezing of the time that you have in between those years of achieving that what you want. How would we know it? Let's imagine that we are here, wherever you are. I want you now imagine yourself within a plus 10 years ratio. Imagine yourself with a plus 10 years. And I want you to imagine yourself within a plus 10 years, but in your best possible condition, best possible scenario. How would you feel as that person plus 10 years in the best possible scenario? How would you feel? How would you look like? You know that some people, they are very high achievers. They can have a physical goals at the later ages in a life. It can be very fit. Okay, how would you look like? How would you best look like? How do you feel like at the end of your days? Who you are surrounded with? And what is that you actually do that you love? What you are being known for, maybe accomplished for, what you are being, yeah, what you are being accepted for, what you are being celebrated for. What is that? Imagine that. Okay, maybe it is so big. Maybe you can imagine it that, yeah, I don't feel if I can achieve it in 10 years. Imagine that best thing in that 10 years even. And right now I want you to think about what actions you possibly need to do to get closer to that, what you want to do. What would be your big steps? What do you think? Maybe you need to learn more two languages. Maybe you need to learn how to be a public speaker. Maybe you need to learn several skills that you don't have yet. Okay. Now, how we would actually squeeze that time? Let me tell you, the time, as we see it as the profound value, we can squeeze it only through a quantum action. That means that you need to do something profoundly scary, huge, huge, that will move you closer to that years. Yeah. So try to think about what a huge action that is so scary for you you need to do to step closer. Okay. Now I'm not saying that I will reduce your 10 years, but what if I reduce 5? So welcome to a timeline shifting. This is one of the possibilities of how we shift our timelines, and one of the cores that we use as for a time shifting. And right now I will be moving a little bit further with a human design. So I've had here this diver, as you may have heard that I've became to be a diver, and yes, maybe if we have here some divers, I would want to see you if you can raise your hand, because this somehow became to be one of my greatest passions, and I believe whoever tries it, you have been heavily impacted, because you can remove yourself from the reality completely on the ground. So let's see how many divers we have here. No problem. If you are not a diver, I will take you to the tool that can a little bit help you dive to yourself, and that is the human design. So I want you to understand some basics of human design and why it is important to dive to yourself. As I said, there will be, I believe, it is already, and it will be rising and more. And this is within the trends of that new era, new future. What we will have will be that focus on the personal value. Yeah. So if we want to truly provide the value, we need to know ourselves to our core. We need to know who we truly are. And this is something that I believe in the educational system, it was very suppressed. So since my discovery of a human design, I believe that this is something that graciously helped me in my life, and I believe it is helping everyone, and it is the kind of a knowledge of a future. So what is a human design? Let me tell you some basics. It was already found in 1987 by Alan Robert Krakower. This is the systematic approach. It is an approach that connects astrology, Chinese I Ching, if you know a little bit about it, Kabbalah, Vedic philosophy, modern physics together. But I see that this is based on also the astrology, numerology, all connected together. It is a very systematic approach. Maybe if you have once have seen your charts, you have been a little bit shocked, okay, of what is there, these numbers and everything that is inside. So today I will not be able to explain you this to the details, but at least I will guide you a little bit to your chart, okay? So when it comes to personality types via human design, we know 5 types, originally 4, 5 that have been developed as a combination. The manifester, generator, manifesting generator, projector, and the reflector. So I believe that together here we have, I see you now, it was around 38 people, that we would be able to identify yourself, who you are through a human design, and I want you to try this out with me. So as for the very beginning, so as I said, the human design uncovers your significant individual traits, what I see, the keys of your genius, of your significance, of your personal purpose and the society role. You will have also through human design your business guidance, so you can get this all part of positioning yourself, how to communicate as yourself, which is the most powerful, right? You will have in a human design also the keys for the leadership, uncovering the team leadership, as you have several roles in the teams, and by uncovering their personalities, you will get to know way more on how to work together. Through a human design, you gain unique perspectives, frameworks, the way of how you should structure your offerings, niche development, and way more. And as I mentioned previously, human design helps us for a collective transformation, as there have been in the system many things uncovered. If you would study, if you will start to look at it, you will find many information about that new era that we are growing to and that we are developing to. So right now I would want you to, if you would like to try it out, to download your personal chart, and I will at least I hope in the 5 minutes that are remaining to my speech, uncover you a little bit more about yourself. So if you can please navigate to this QR code and open your human design chart, you will get to my website. You will just need to scroll a little bit more down and then add your credentials. So please add there your credentials. This is completely free. Open your chart, because this is one of my it is my passion. I would want, if it would be up to me, I would select a couple of you to see who you are, because it is of my fascination. Maybe you can send it to me afterwards, so I can share some insights about yourself, which this is for me a very high level presentation. Unfortunately, I won't be able to this time. So if you have opened the website, please click on those details, add there your significant details. There is supposed to be name, surname, your date of birth, ideally as much information as you can, also your time of your birth. It's very good if you can add your time of your birth and your location. Okay. And for the ones that you have the chart in front of you, okay? Here, this is also something I believe that is not uncovered for. I will put it one more time back for you if you haven't yet had the time to scan the code. So please scan it right now and open it. So I will start already, because of a time time that is running, I will start also sharing with you these insights. Okay, so if you can see your chart, please have a look in your chart, and you can see there the two sides. Okay, this is the fundamental principles. So for the two sides, and this is something that is not truly uncovered for the people, I believe, because everyone, when I speak about this, is very much surprised what two sides we have. We have, we believe, and that we have also only one horoscope sign, which is, for my understanding, is not logical, because to our knowledge, everything on the earth and on the planet is yin and yang energy. We have all the time two sides. How we can have just logically just one sign? So from let me tell you, from my perspective, I have been recognized. I feel people with my Pisces sign, but I am by my unconscious side Sagittarius, and I coach with the Sagittarius. I'm recognized with the Sagittarius sign. That's why you can hear me performing this way. Yeah. So you also have two sides. Everyone has. You have conscious and you have unconscious side. Two sides. Okay, not only one. The unconscious side, we believe that is something that is not so powerful. However, unconscious side, let me tell you, is the crucial one, because the unconscious side is the side that everyone feels when they meet you for the first time. It is, unconscious part is the part of your first impressions. It is that first 1 to 3 seconds that the person feels about you. They don't feel you as you know yourself. They feel you differently. Okay, that is unconscious side. Over the time, and then understand, yes, so that first I want you to also have a look at your numbers. You can see there are several numbers, two sides, yeah, one red, one black. So have a look, please, on that one side that is a red, for instance. You will see that the first number, yeah, you will have there the number after that slash. It will be only one number. It wouldn't be that huge. So that first number on the left side, this is your psychology, personality, your conscious sign, as you present yourself, as you think that you know yourself. And on the right side, you have also the second number from the slash. This is from the psychology, body, unconscious part. This is as a people associate you as. This is what people would tell you about yourself. Okay? So right now I want you to uncover you the public roles connected to these numbers. This is a very fundamental principles, okay? You have today with me around 3% of a human design knowledge, but at least something, okay? So that you have, if you are 1-3 person profile, you're supposed to be saying that you are and present yourself as an experienced authority. So that means you need to push out your experienced part, yeah. So your authority in that level. 1-4, the expert networker. 2-4, the natural influencer. 2-5, the masterful leader. 3-5, the innovative leader. You will be pushing out the innovations. You will be talking about the innovations. 3-6, the transformational guide. 3-6 is the profile of a person. Usually the people who have reached the 4-6 are going through a 3-6 stage when you have a trials, errors that you are learning from. Yeah. 4-1 profile, the influential authority. Okay. 5-1, the leading authority. 5-2, the selective leader. Okay. 6-2, the authentic guide. 6-3, the innovative visionary. Okay. So this is, when you have a look at it, when you see it, these roles you are supposed to play to fulfill that highest, your core in this lifetime. Okay. There is a huge knowledge of a human design. This is when I read the designs for people, it's more than 90 minutes. As for the fundamental principles, okay, so this is a very, very brief, but at least if you're holding your chart, you can read and you can learn a little bit more about yourself. Okay. I will need to conclude this presentation with my summary, so therefore, within this very short knowledge, I was sharing you the informations about how I see our past, our present, and the future reality shifts. I informed you a little bit about the global transformation, and I shared you human design itself as a tool for our present and for our future, and a little bit more about global awareness. So what is the next? What you can do here? You can have a look and book with me a consultation call. I want to give you a 50% for everyone here, a discount for all my services. I want to give you for also for you and for all your audience, for everyone that you know, your free fundamental chart, at least to start with the basic knowledge, because I believe that this is something that will definitely need for that core and for our development in the future. And you can also, there is a possibility to purchase that. I have a 15 pages document that is like broader document about reading about yourself, about who you truly are, so that you can have it with a 50% discount. And what is coming, what I'm preparing, it is my new book that I would like to share with you. So I'm developing now a new book, and I believe also this can be something as of a guidance for many people. It will be very briefly, about the new era that will be coming to us, that I share with you today. But that book will be also then explaining more details on what we can be expecting, when this will be happening, how to operate in that new system. But you can already feel it, I believe, and we are learning in general a lot about this. So this is supposed to be our supporting guide. So thank you so much for giving me the word, and I would like to now introduce our next speaker. So our next speaker that will be speaking right now is also Mohammed. Mohammed has a Bachelor of Science in the Mathematics, Bachelors of Science in the Computer Science, MBH in the HR, is a HR trainer, is a life career coach, ACC CIPD practitioner, author who published 3 books, fiction, stories, has experience 4 years in the teaching, high schools, 27 plus years of Saudi Aramco, trainer 6, 2006, and his message is, let me help you reach where you want to be. So please welcome our next speaker, and I have a supposing suggestion that you are a projector or a manifesting generator. From my perspective, Mohammed Malach.
Thank you, Simona, for this bio. I really like it, and I'm very happy to share with you some insights today regarding transformation, personal transformation. And if you allow me just to start and share my presentation with you, so we can tell me if it's okay. Can you see everyone sees it? Okay.
Yes.
Personal transformation. It's from intention to embodiment. Okay, as I speak, icebreaker, let me tell you a little story, a very short one, about how I really transform from one entity to another one. In 2006, when I first received a call from a friend, he asked me to deliver a training course where I have no idea about how to do it. But because he has a lot of trust on me, he said, Mohammed, I can do it. And he motivated me, and he actually urged me to do it. Then I put everything together, did the presentation. Well, go ahead. This is a great challenge. Let's do it. And I did. And I was really amazed by how I did. Since that date, I put in my mind that, Mohammed, you can be someone else, someone that can help people develop as you develop. And then I did not stop there. I start developing myself first, getting so many training courses. Okay. And I did not stop also there. I said, well, maybe I need better education. So I got my master degree, then I went to coaching and so on. The moral of the story is that never listen to your inner without looking far. Okay, you might be comfortable with what you have, but actually there are so many things in front. That change, that transformation was really vital to me. I'm still keeping transferring. And the question is to you all, if you Arafat give me the call for that one, I hope everyone will share with me. Okay. Is personal transformation, is this a universal approach, self approach, religious approach, all of the above, none of the above? Please select whatever choice suits you. I'll give you. Okay. All right. More people? Okay. Okay. Okay, Arafat. Thank you. Oh, still people cheering, right? Okay. So from here we see that most I think it's 44%. They're saying it is all of the above. 45% self approach. Okay, universal approach is about 11%. Okay, all acceptable. Okay, to me, all of the above. And this is what I am gonna go next. Okay. Up. All right. Okay, Arafat, can I move? All right. Okay. Question is, how often do we need to do it? Just put in your chat, how often do we need personal transformation? Is it monthly, weekly, yearly, semi-monthly? What is the time interval that really we need to think about it? And I just do it. Put it in your mind. It's for your own, but always ask yourself, how often do I need to do personal transformation? Then, okay. Our objective from this presentation is to really realign with your future and self, inner growth and outer action, and finally, having mindset, habits, identity, and spirituality. So, I got this citation from our holy book, Quran, because you know we are Muslims. It says, indeed, Allah will not change the condition of people until now. And religion. Second says, the other man is witness against himself. You are the only person who knows about you. People don't know about you because these are inside you. So you need to dig deep into yourself to find out what exactly you need. Hence, nothing will change. Not will change until personal transformation. Okay? Nothing changes without personal transformation. Just remember this. Okay. Some key insights for that. Personal transformation often starts with comfort. Whenever you feel you are uncomfortable with whatever you have, either your job, relationship, lifestyle, whatever, then that's indication it's time to do personal transformation. Another one is require awareness. You cannot change anything. You cannot do anything if you are not aware of. If not, I'm not aware of whether I am honest person, whether I am thinking right, whether I am having the right job, whatever, I will not. So do a self-reflection, journaling, meditation, therapy can help you. Ask people, look for help. All identities. Don't stick to your identity. Your identity needs to be questioned. Why I am doing this? Why other people are so successful? Why they are so great except me? Then ask these questions, okay? Involve letting go of your label. This is why I am only holding bachelor's degree. Why don't I get my master's degree? Why don't I get PhD? Ask, okay? Be responsible. Don't be the victim. Growth is linear. Another, it comes in cycle, breakthroughs. Patience and compassion is essential. You need to be very, very patient because changes does not come linear. They comes and go. Your thoughts, sometimes you, oh yeah, I'm comfortable. The second day you are not. So they are not in one stage. The other insight is involves action. We might talk from now until the end of our lives, but without action is not going to take you anywhere. You will not be transferred anywhere. So what I'm saying is even if it is uncomfortable, do it. I remember when I got my master degree, I have to finish my work at 4 o'clock, travel another about 1 hour and a half to go to Bahrain and get my master and come at night. And I come back, I reach at home about midnight. And then the next day I have to go in the morning. I have to be at 7 o'clock in my office. It is not comfortable, but I have to do it because I need to transfer. I don't want to stay that, idle. I need to change with the support. You need support. My family was a big support for me. Okay. My friends were supporting me. They are motivating me. They are cheering me. They are, oh, Muhammad, you can do it. Go ahead. And I really did it. I never missed a class. For 3 years, I never missed a class. Okay. It was tough, but worth it. It is really worth it. Okay. These key sites tells you that you need that transformation. Let me talk about the 5 pillars of transformation. One is your mindset, how you think. Your beliefs shape your reality. It's the way you think, the way you look at things that will shape you. Now, am I satisfied with this or do I need more? Second, your habits, things you do every time, then it will stick. So, small repeated action, exponential change. Whenever you try, okay, get rid of one habit, get another habit, and then this new habit will continue. Identity shift, step into who you are becoming, what I want to be, where I want to be. Am I satisfied? No, I'm not. Then move. Virtual alignment, trust, purpose, inner knowing. You need to trust yourself. You need to trust others who are going to give you the support. Think of yourself. What is your life purpose? I've been since 2018 when I got my first coaching class, and the first question was, Muhammad, what is your purpose of life? I never thought about it. But at that moment, when I collected my ideas and I got it, I said, oh, this is my life purpose. And since then, I am living with it. I'm living with my purpose. Also, we need to be aware, presence, and reflect. Okay, I got what I want. I know what I want, what I'm going to do about it. Sitting idle doesn't move. So you need to move. 10 steps approach, 10 steps I will go through with you. for these kids, and hopefully that clarify everything. First, clarify what you want to transform. Be specific. For example, it is your career, relationship, confidence, health, whatever. What is no longer working and you need to replace it? You need to do instead. That's the first step. Second step, set a clear vision. People without vision, they are not living. Believe it or not, they will not be successful in life. You have to have a vision. Very, very simple one. I am someone who speaks confidently, takes care of my body, and lives with purpose. Then work on that. That's put all the goals that support your vision and go ahead. Third one, identify the gap. What skills currently, I'm having a problem with the internet. What skill or habits or mindset do you currently lack? What kind of skills do you need? Be honest. Some people, they think they do or they know. At the end, when they try, they don't. They fail because they were not honest with themselves. Be honest. SWOT analysis helps a lot to use it. It tells you exactly where are your strengths, your weaknesses, and go for it. Okay. Fourth step, start small, specific. You didn't have to when you have a big rock and you cannot carry it, right? Make it small, break it into small ones, small tasks, and focus in daily or weekly actions. Big challenges or big changes come from small, not big. Just be constant, be consistent, and do it. The fifth one is track your progress, because you need to know how much did I really accomplish and how much do I need. I have a plan, I need to execute it. Write down everything that you do and everything left. So that journal is really great. Track keeps you accountable and helpful. Okay. The sixth step is face resistance. Oh my God. Change always faced with resistance. I see, be a firefighter. Be a firefighter. You will hit inner resistance. You know that. But be a firefighter. Procrastination, well, I'll do it tomorrow. Procrastination kills you. Procrastination will not take you anywhere. Okay? So be a firefighter and just face the fire. Face whatever. Seventh, feedback and support. It's really great if you have a healthy feedback, a worthwhile feedback. Ask your people, ask a coach, therapist, whatever, any accountable partner, growth-minded friends. Ask them about your reality, okay? And don't be ashamed of it. If they tell you something, Muhammad, wrong in this side, okay, accept it. Reflect and adjust. Okay, got it? Then every week, every month, whatsoever, what's wrong, what's working, what's not working, what's need to be changed. These questions help you a lot to really transform well. Ninth step is stay consistent, not perfect. Perfectionism is not something that we reach. We might be close to it, but we cannot reach it. Because if you reach it, then you will stop developing yourself. You will stop transforming yourself. Stop, because you will be, wow, I'm so satisfied. I don't need anything. I'm 100% the right person for the right. No. That will not help you. That will sit you back and you will fail later. Things are changing. Things are getting better and better and better. But to you, sorry for those people who believe that they are perfect and they just sit idle there. Don't aim for perfection, aim for persistence, and missing a day doesn't mean failure. Just restart. Okay. Finally, celebrate the wins. Acknowledge progress, even small ones. Okay. Every time I deliver a course and I feel so great about it and the evaluation is great, I always award myself. Even say, oh, Muhammad, you did a good job. Great. Now it's time to go and move. Okay, wait for another course and so on. Okay, reward yourself. Celebrate your wins. That will help you a lot to always look into personal transformation. This is a homework for you. After you have heard the steps, I'll leave it for you. It's a prompt. Visualize your transformation self. What is the new identity of Muhammad? Okay, or whatever. Then ask this question: what do I believe? How do I act? What habits ground me? When you do that, write them down. What belief do I need to release? What identity do I need to claim? And finally, what habit can I start today? This is take this home, do it by yourself, and see what you can do regarding transformation, personal transformation. Okay, let's do a macro coaching prompt, partner exercise. I forgot, Arafat, to ask you if we can do rooms, small rooms where two people can be together. Can we do that now?
Sure, we can.
Okay, I need two people in one room, and they have this question: what is the one shift that would unlock everything else? They ask each other this question, and listen to them, and if anyone wants to share with us.
So in each rooms, two people, right?
Yeah, two people in each room.
Okay. I'm creating it. Yeah, the rooms are open.
Okay. Please, everyone, take the room and ask this question. Let's see what we can come up with.
Let me share the question to the rooms.
Okay. How about 8 minutes?
How many minutes?
I think I have 8 minutes left
Yes,
for
yes.
me. Yeah. Yeah, just 1 minute. Just it's only a question, and they 1-2 minutes maximum. Only one question. Each one takes 1 minute and ask the question and share with us if they would like.
I've shared it.
Me when they're done.
Yeah. From now, we can consider 1 minute. Just now, only the rooms got active.
They are active, right?
Yes, they are active. Now the rooms are active.
Hopefully they are doing it.
Hopefully, I have sent it. I just have sent that question. I have broadcasted it. Now we can wait for 1 or 2 minutes.
All right. Speaking very fast, right?
Yeah, it's going perfect. All good.
Yeah. We have very limited time, so we have to finish as much as we could. Okay, enough?
Yeah, let's wait 1 more minute.
Okay.
And let me broadcast it 1 minute. And now I'm closing the room. So
Okay.
it will take 60 seconds to close the rooms. Within 60 seconds,
Rooms
the
will be
breakdown
closed automatically, right?
automatically within 50 seconds. Yes.
Okay. All right. When they are in the room, do they have us?
No, we are here, right? We haven't joined any rooms. So
Only the people who join the rooms will hear.
yes.
Okay.
So they are back, coming back. Just 25 more seconds.
Mhm. Oh, some rooms more than one.
Yeah, 5 seconds more.
Mhm. I have to close from my side here.
No, nothing. It's closed. They are all are back.
We
Okay.
were having so much fun in there. Now we're back here.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, but I think we were given too short time because we didn't even have time to, let's say, to discuss with one another.
كنت اتكلم
Okay.
الحين صرت
I'm
استمع
sorry.
قاعد هنا علشان ممكن افتح الجو مع بعض.
Okay. Maybe you can do it at home with your partners and see what you can come up with. Okay, but this is really a coaching exercise. All right. There are two theories I would like to talk about. One is the real model, and the other one is Johari window, if I have time for this. The real model is very simple. It's just for recognizing mere personal traits. What you need, think about all the traits that you have currently and see which one needs to be transformed or needs to be developed or needs to be enhanced. Okay. Second is exploring inner personality and capabilities of narrow thinking. Explore what exactly inside you. Okay, what that things that tells you, Muhammad, I need something. I'm not sure where I am. You know, these things, these asking a question inside you, and then actualizing our thinking, letting go of habits, make conscious decisions. When we do some habits, for example, just example for smokers, okay, that smokes for a long time. So suddenly, oh, you stop smoking. Yes, because I was thinking about it over, and things inside me tells me to stop. So I said, okay, I'm gonna change that habit, smoking, to do something else, to just let that go. It's something like this. Third one is leading, apply new thinking to your situation. What is the new thinking? This is one theory, it says real, but this is how, summarize personal transformation. Very, very, but we can explore more on this. The second one, which is really I like so much, is the Johari window. I'm sure everyone knows about it. Is saying that we have 4 windows. Okay, one is when it is open. That means what I and others see and know about me. Second one is the blind. Only me who sees me, no one else. Okay. The hidden, I don't see, but others see me. And the fourth one is neither me nor the others can see what's in me. Okay. How do I uncover this? How can I make the blind or the hidden open? What? First step is to look into your personal prescription. Are you a driven person? Are you hardworking? Are you intelligent, enthusiastic, emotional awareness, insightful, integrity? All these things, see them. Have a great thinking about yourself. For example, let's say, now, check personal perception with others. Ask them. Place phrases in relevant window. This indicates if a personal perception is open or hidden and there are traits not known. For For example, these are open. How do I know? Let me see. I assume they are, but they might not be there. Organized, acknowledgeable, are they blind, so on. And let's see what we can do to do this. What kind of questions we can ask ourselves with someone else to really uncover the image of open self to someone who does not know you. Okay. I work hard at achieving my goals. I try to make decision and act with honesty and dignity. You are just telling him. But the truth is, has to be seen, right? Because it is open. The blind spots statement like you need to answer from others. Example, am I arrogant? How do I know if I did not ask someone else? So, well, sometimes you can believe only your views are correct. Sometimes, well, then I need to transform. Do I allow others to express ideas freely? Sometimes. Sometimes I stick to my ideas and I don't accept. I play very, very aggressive person. Okay? I don't accept. To make that open, then you have to ask others. Okay? So the result is whenever you do this, my advice is whatever you have doubt about any trait of yourself or any skill or any behavior, and you think you need to fix it, then ask exactly what I and others see and know. This is simple, but the problem is with the hidden, or I'm sorry, with the blind. Others sees, but I don't. I don't see myself that I'm stingy person. I don't see myself I am a bad person, about a speaker. I don't see myself that I am a bad trainer. I don't see myself as, this requires consultation. Ask your friends. Ask people with open-minded that they can really help you do it. More open to change, you will succeed. This is all what I have, but I like this smile. Okay, I leave the question at the end. Thank you with all these languages. Okay, some of them I didn't even know how to pronounce, but please allow me. I hope I did not take more than my time. 2 minutes, I think. Please help me introduce our next speaker, Mr. Brian Flippers. He is a leadership and career coach with extensive experience in business and organizational culture. He is managing partner of Q4 Consulting, which provides thematically based career and leadership coaching, the importance of lifelong learning and adaptability in career transition. Having himself experienced 9 distinct careers over his working life, he is active in sharing insights on finding the meaningful of your life in leadership. Wow, we need him deeply. Okay, what else we have for him? Okay, career development and the evolving niche of working through articles and speaking engagement. Brian has held leadership roles at major companies such as General Electrical, AT&T, and Microsoft, and based near Chicago. Oh, I would love to visit you there in Chicago. Okay, please welcome me, Brian Flynn. Thank you very much. Here you are.
Well, that is. Let me share my screen. There it is. And here. Well, thank you, Mohammed. I appreciate the your talk and the introduction. My name is Brian Fippinger. There is no L in it, although everybody in the world wants to put an L in it. So we're going to talk about finding your meaning, transforming yourself from the inside out. We're talking about transformation here today. And I'm going to go back to the very first talk from our friend Nazin and ask you to think differently about yourself and about how you go about your life in this. And I'm going to ask you to do some homework with me. So there we go. I want you to play with me. I want you to grab something to write with and a piece of paper. And you may need 2 pieces of paper because I'm going to ask you to create 2 lists. The first list is a simple one. What are the top 5 things that are on your to-do list today that you should be doing, other than obviously what was on the top of your list is attending this event? So please think about it and tell me what your to-do list is. Just the first 5 things. Write these down. Now, when you're done with that, I want you to take a deep breath. And as you exhale, feel your feet on the ground. And then separate list, the top 3 things you need to do in service of your meaning today. Put in the chat, how much harder was it to do list number 2 than list number 1? Was it harder? Let's see. Very hard, harder. It wasn't harder. I think both were connected, not that hard. That's great. Somehow related. This is a master class. Number 2 is harder. Number 2 is normally harder for people, and some people can't even do it because we don't think that way. We go through our lives checking our to-do list off every day. And I read a study the other day that says that was talking about to-do lists and the importance of them or not importance of them, that said that some 75 to 80% of the people who create to-do lists never, ever complete their entire to-do list. They do not, they are always bringing things from one day to the next, which means all we're doing is thinking about what is it, the urgent, not what is the meaning. Sorry about that. So that's why I'm going to ask you to think differently. Henry Ford said, if you always do what you've done, you'll always get what you've already got. You can't keep thinking the same way. You can't keep thinking of your to-do list and find your meaning. You've got to think differently. Now, words mean a lot to me. I started out my career as an actor. Spent 2 years with a traveling drama troupe, and I ran a improv theater in Chicago for 17 years as an avocation. Words mean something to me. So whenever I use a word, especially an important word like meaning, I want to look up the definition. Now, it used to be, in the old days, I would go to the dictionary. But it's not the old days anymore, so I first went to AI. And I asked the chatbot, define meaning. And this is the meaning, this is the definition it gave me. It is the reason or importance behind something. Essentially, it's about making sense of the world around us. Think of that, think of those words. Essentially is making sense of the world around us. So if all we're doing is thinking about our to-do list, and what are we, all the things that are the tyranny of the urgent, and we're not thinking about our meaning, how can we make sense of the world around us? But there's another definition that I like better, and that's Viktor Frankl's. If you don't know who Viktor Frankl was, he's the founder of logotherapy, which is a school of psychotherapy. He was also a philosopher, and he wrote extensively on meaning from his days of being in Dachau and Auschwitz. And he always said, he says this many times, that he could tell within the first 3 days of a new person coming into the camps, there were 3 things that were going to happen to them. And he could tell it within 3 days. First, they were going to die, physically going to die. The second is that they would die inside, and they would become capos, the prisoners who watched the prisoners, who were mostly more cruel than the Gestapo people running the camp. And then the third one was they would survive. And he could tell within 3 days. And the reason he knew it was because the ones that would survive had a meaning. They had a meaning that they were forced, that would help them get through the terrible thing that was happening to them. His meaning, and what got him through, was he started out when he came, he had a manuscript hidden in his jacket. It was a manuscript to the book that he would later write on logotherapy and the whole school of that therapy. That was his meaning. That book was taken from him before he got into the camp. But he still had that meaning, and that's why he could not only survive, but if you read his books, thrive. So we all have to find our meaning. And here's where it began for me. If you know Chicago in the US, back in the 70s and 80s, there was a place called Piper's Alley in the old town of Chicago. And Piper's Alley it wasn't really an alley. It was a place between 2 buildings that you'd walk through, 2 huge buildings that you would walk through. And just past that sign, you would find all these little shops, all these little 70 hippie, psychedelic shops. But about 100 feet beyond that sign, there was another sign, a lights that said Bazaar Bazaar with an arrow pointing to the right. So you went down another little pathway, and it then turned into a huge piazza, grass piazza. And there were a lot of things being sold there. Some of them the Chicago police ignored, but it was where the hippies, if everybody remembers the hippies from the 60s and 70s, that's where they would be. Now, I was 13 years old when I would go down to Piper's Alley and into Bazaar Bazaar. We lived in a small town just outside of Chicago, and I lived 3 blocks from the overhead L trains or 3 blocks from the subway trains, and I would go for a walk. I would tell my mother I was going for a walk. Well, I did. I walked the 3 blocks, got on one of those trains, and went down to Piper's Alley and into Bazaar Bazaar. And that was a place where everybody knew everybody else. And they were just hanging around, listening to music, doing some things that were almost illegal, some things that were illegal. But it was just a place to talk, to be. So I get there about 10 o'clock at night. And there was one friend that everybody knew everybody else, but you didn't know their real names. So the one person that I always gravitated to, we called him Kafka. I later found out, years later, that we called him Kafka because he was a professor of history and philosophy at the University of Chicago. But when I knew him, and he was at that time, but when I knew him, long hair down to his shoulders, t-shirts dirty, jeans dirty, with a backpack. And one day, and we would just talk. And one day he said, Phip, I want you to do something for me. So he went into his backpack, pulled out a piece of paper and handed it to me. He also handed me a pen. And he said, I want you to, without thinking, the first time you have to think, you drop the pen. List your heroes. Just list your heroes. And he said, start. So I grabbed the pen and I started writing. And I got to probably 10, 11, as I remember the list. And I must have thought, I didn't know I was thinking, but he must have saw the hesitation. He grabbed the pen from me, took the paper, folded it up. And he said, I don't want you to read this tonight. I don't want you to read this until tomorrow. And when you read it, clear your mind. And what I want you to do is find the through line that makes all these heroes connected. And then he did what he always did, put his stuff back in his backpack, took his bong, took a hit on his bong, put the backpack back his head, and laid down and took a nap. And so I was a 13-year-old. Did I listen to him? Did I wait until the next morning? No, as soon as I got on that train, I opened it up and I started looking at it. And with the exception of the very first name on that line, every one of them had a theme. I was probably a little more well-read than most 13-year-olds. So when I looked at my list, it was Gandhi, Tutu, King, Robert F. Kennedy, Schweitzer, and it went on. They all had a theme all the way running through them. It was peace. It was communication. And that, with some times when life got in the way since then, has been my meaning. And I see a question there, is purpose and meaning synonyms somehow? I think they can be. But when you look up the words in the dictionary, and you can do this on your own, meaning, I love it. It is the essential. It is essential. That's in the definition. Purpose doesn't have that in there. And I like Frankel's definition. But how do you find the purpose? Okay, so I want you to do the same thing. I'd like you to take the writing instrument that you had and your paper, and remember the rules. So let's all together sit back in your chair, feel your feet on the ground, take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath and just clear your mind. And maybe take another breath. When you're ready, pick up your pen or your pencil and start that list. And the first time you have to think for a second, drop your pen. Go ahead. When you're done, just kind of say something in the chat so I don't rush anybody. Take your time. Don't think. Does anybody need more time? Thank you, Nigel. Chris, thank you. Cecilia, thank you. Again, don't think. As soon as you have to think about the next, who should be the next name, put your pen down. Thank you, Arafat. So now, thank you, Lloyd. That's what. What I want you to do now is, and here's the important part. It is find the through line. What ties those individuals together? You don't have to do this now. This can be homework. But every time I've done this with someone, there has been a through line that connects why they are your heroes. That through line is the start of the journey towards your purpose, towards your meaning. Because if these people are truly your heroes, and that's why you don't think, that's why you know, if you think about it, you're going to make, the mind is the only thing that lies to you. Your body doesn't lie to you. Your body always tells you the truth. Your mind, that monkey mind, is the only thing that lies to you. You get the I shoulds, or you get to, well, maybe this would be better. So if you can do this without thinking, if you truly did that, there's a through line, there's a connection. It may not be obvious at first. Mine was pretty obvious, with the exception of one who was the greatest baseball player that ever played for the Chicago Cubs, and he was my hero. And because at that point in my life, I wanted to be the catcher for the Chicago Cubs baseball team. But I could actually make a point for him being on that list. What I mean by a through line is, what's the connection? You're right, connection, a shared point. And for me, it was, again, think of the names I mentioned: Gandhi, Desmond Tutu, the Dalai Lama, Robert F. Kennedy. It was all about peace. Schweitzer. It was all about peace. It was all about community and connection. That was the through line. So Cecilia, that's what I mean by it. You're right, connection, shared point. What do they have in common? Integrity. I like that. Alessandro. Now ask yourself, and as you go through this and you keep looking for that through line, ask yourself, what that means to you and how you can be that person. And again, the question I asked in the second slide, what are the to-do lists that you have every day that helps you move towards your meaning? Because remember what Frankl says. That's what keeps you alive. The definition of meaning that the AI gave us, the essential meaning of life, how you make sense of the world, should be filtered through that meaning. Remember what Frankl says, your meaning is the fundamental driving force in human existence. That should be what that through line is, should be your driving force in your existence. And this is a quote that Frankl uses in many of his books. It's from Friedrich Nietzsche. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. Now think about that if you can find your meaning. If your meaning becomes your driving force of your existence, what is it that you can't succeed with? Or what crisis can you not bear? What obstacle can you not overcome? If indeed you know your meaning and you're living towards it. Now, this is the beginning of the path. I'm not going to go through the rest of the path but this is the starting point. This is where you have to figure out where you want to go. So what now? You can connect with me by clicking on that link, or please take a shot of it. I'd love to schedule a 30-minute free coaching session to talk about your path. I heard Simone mention that she is a Ikigai coach. I am also a certified Ikigai coach. In Japanese, Ikigai means find your meaning. Find your meaning. And it's a path about how you can find your meaning in this world. It's the intersection of three circles. It's the Venn diagram of three circles. What is your meaning? What do you do best? And what people will pay you for. And I can guarantee you one thing, and I've done this with a lot of people. Ahmad, I would agree. There is nothing that you can have for a meaning that you can't make a living at. So you can live in this world and still follow your meaning. So the other thing I'd like you to do is connect with me on LinkedIn. And while you're there, if you'd honor me and be on my launch team, this book, Are We Friends or Co-Workers, is part of my meaning. And it is a collective of writers, just like this is a collective of coaches. There's 24 writers, we each have a chapter, and it's about building connections and changing business from the inside out. Today here, we're talking about with what everything starts with, changing ourselves from the inside out. That is how we as a collective can change business from the inside out. So I thank you. I look forward, I thank you for listening. I thank you for the honor. And now I'd like to introduce my friend Dorcas Frank to come forward. She's a renowned thought leader in personal development, education, and women's empowerment. She is the visionary founder of the Virtue Montessori model group of schools, Takoris Virtue Foundation, and the author of the widely used Virtue series books in Nigeria. As a transformational coach and speaker, She empowers individuals to unlock their potential through mindset reengineering and purposeful living. So thank you, and I will give you Dorcas.
Hello, everyone. I want to say welcome to this powerful session. Thank you for having me. And Arafat, can you please help me share my slide from your place there, from your direction? Yeah, thank you for helping me achieve that. Okay, today we are diving in. As he has rightly said, I am Dorcas Bosede Frank from Nigeria. And I help people, though I'm a trained educator in mathematics education up to my master's level, but I'm more of a transformational coach. I'm an educator. I help people to reinvent themselves. I help people to find purpose, and I help people to create and launch thriving and profitable business so that they can gain financial freedom. That's what I do. Now I dive into a topic. One of my strengths, what I like doing, is to help people to identify who they are. And so this afternoon here in Nigeria, we are diving into self-identity, a journey to inner transformation. Now, what are we trying to do here? I'm trying to help us to discover who we are so we can embrace who we truly are beyond external titles, beyond our roles, beyond our achievements, beyond our appearances, and much more, so that we can live a more authentic life, and this can lead to our transformation. My teaching is going to go this way. We're going to do some exercises. Please, I want to have some papers with you, some writing materials. I want to have some engaging activities. I'm a trained teacher. We have what we call objectives. And there's an activity I'm going to be giving us. We're going to carry out the first one. And then towards the end of my teaching, we're going to repeat the same activities. And I will see if my objective is being achieved. Our first activity is, who are you? That's my question for you. So to yourself is, who am I? But I wanted to drop in the chat, pick a paper, please. Describe who you are without mentioning your achievements, without mentioning your roles, without mentioning your titles, your color. And if you are to strip you of all your accolades, can you please write in the chat, describe who you think you are? Can we do that for a minute? I'll be happy to read from you, please. Yeah. Who do you think you are? Can you describe yourself? You're a human being here, accepted. More. Thinking and reasoning, that's Cecilia. Can you think more? You know, like in my place, we call people mommy this, Mrs. this. Yes, they are beautiful. Especially with the ladies, we like to say, especially if you're married to a public figure, you probably brag yourself, I'm Mrs. this. But if you strip you of that, who are you? Can you write 4 to 5 to 6 sentences describing who you think you are? Are we able to do that? Who can share with us? Can we have 1 or 2 people? Well, I'm a creative healer, bringing light to the world. Yeah, fostering great conversation for growth. I love that. Yeah, some of us are already having a good identity of who we are. Yeah, don't fear. Yes, I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Now, I want you to pause and see. Though it's not, some of us have issue describing who we are. Yes, we have a problem describing who we are without our labels. What some of us could do it successfully. And I want you to know that we don't define ourselves by what we do, though it's not bad, not by what we do alone, not by our titles alone. That's not who you are. To me, that's just like, you know, when we keep an icing a cake. We keep a cake, beautiful. We attend events and we have a cake, and the cake is beautiful and we love it. But the truth is that we don't go for the icing, right? We all go for the cake itself. Though most of us are attracted to our spouses at the first instance, maybe by their career, by their appearances, by some physical thing we can see. But the truth is that that's not what really defines who we are. So what am I saying? We often define ourselves by what we do or what society say we are, a lot of us. But once those things does not define who we are really, our identity is not lying on, depending on our roles as a mother, as a father, husband, and wife, no. It's not defined by our achievement. It's not defined by our certificate of our results, no. It's more than that. Now, I want you to know this. Next slide. Yeah, you are a father. I like that. But let's move. My time is short. Okay. Now let's see. I want to do another activities, please. Now, label that do not define us. Some of us some labels that we think define us. And these are not things that really define us. Okay. Some of us have carried negative labels, negative identity of who we think we are. Now, many people we carry labels that does not help our self-growth. We carry labels that distort our true identity. Some of us, we are able to help, we'll be able to grow beyond what we think, or beyond what people say, or what seeking self-approval. No, we're able to come up with who we are. But some of us still battles negative identity. Now, I want to say what do not define you. Peradventure, that's what you'll be thinking defines you. Now, you are not defined. Your mistake does not define you. You may be thinking, oh, I've made mistake before. Oh, I failed. And then you're holding on to the past mistakes. And I want you to know something about mistake is this. Mistake is a learning process. Mistake is a learning process. Maybe you suffer rejection. I have a little girl who is with a friend whose mother dropped and ran away for about 5 years and we can't find her, the mom. Now, some people can feel rejected. We have girls, teenage girl who got pregnant and dropped the child somewhere. Somebody have to pick and raise the child. And maybe peradventure you are a product of such. You may be feeling rejected. You may be feeling betrayed by your spouse, by your friends, by your family. Like the story of Joseph in the Bible that was betrayed and sold off by his brothers. Some of us are defined by, we think we are by traumas. We have had bad experiences. We've suffered losses. Maybe you lose your spouse, your wife, living with children. You lost like me, I lost my dad when I was quite young at the age of 6, going to 7 years, like my mom losing husband with pregnancy and left to raise 6 children. So some of us do not get through our traumas and they will think we are failures. Some of us allow our pain to define who we are. Some of us, our financial status, oh, I'm not rich or I'm poor. Some of us feel I'm tall. Another person feels I'm too short. Somebody feels I'm too dark. Another person feels, oh, I'm too fair. Somebody feels I'm disabled. And I've seen, so maybe I'm at disadvantage. Another person feels, oh, I'm just a father. I'm a mom. I was speaking to one of my security guards to my house, and I was encouraging the wife to go back to school, and she said something. He said, I'm a wife. It's whatever my husband says. I was trying to say, you can go back to school. You can be all you could. But she just felt her highest role, her highest identity is that she's a wife and she's a mother. It's just a part of us. That's not who defines us. And some of us think that our titles, being called a doctor, an engineer, like a reverend father, like I'm an African here, we call what we love chieftaincy title, chief this, Some of us we compare ourselves with our friends, and then we tend to look down on ourselves. We feel complex, inferiority complex. Well, some of us identify ourselves with what people say. I want to know that you are bigger than this. So we're going to carry out the second activities now. I don't know how you feel about yourself. I don't know the wrong classification you have been given, a wrong label you've carried, a wrong identity you have filled. Maybe you failed before. I've had a bad relationship before and it almost broke my life. But the truth that that bad relationship led to myself reinventing and makes me better. So I don't know what has been the label you've been giving yourself, what has been a negative identity you've carried. I want to pick a pen now and please write them down. Are you getting the exercise now? That's our second exercise. Every negative identity you think you've been carrying, peradventure, you only think you're a wife. So it may not be negative, but it's not empowering you. There's more to you than that. Just like that, that beautiful cake that look beautiful, the icing is beautiful, is attractive, but you don't eat the icing, sugar. You are getting married, you met the guy, he's handsome, he has some powerful muscle, he's tall, he's handsome, the lady is beautiful, but that's not who you are living with. You're going to live with the cake, which is the real person. If a young person meets me and I want to get married, I'll say, are you going after the icing or you're going after the cake? Because you're not going to stay with the icing. You are going to live with the cake, which is the real person. So I want to challenge you. Pick a paper again. I'm a teacher and we like giving activities. Okay? So what I'm saying is pick a paper. And I don't know what you have picked, accepted about yourself that is not empowering you, that is not edifying you, that is not bringing out the best in you. Can you write 2 or 3 of them down? Maybe you have been describing yourself with your pain, with your failure. And you know one thing? Here, I'm in Nigeria, in Africa, a lot of people describe people more with a negative adjective of what they've done that is bad. That woman that is this. Even in the Bible, I remember some women, they describe them, they say, Rahab the harlot. She did something good as saving some people, Joshua. They didn't mention the good thing she did. They labeled her after the harlot. Even the other lady that poured oil on Jesus' feet, they didn't mention the good thing she did. They describe her by the negative aspect of her, that she was demon possessed. So I don't know what is the negativity you have been carrying about yourself. Please write it down. Maybe you have been carrying a lot of pains. You've written exam, you failed 3 times. You have some limitations. You couldn't do something you really wanted to do. Maybe you're even married. It's God that, like my mom that have 6 children and losing her husband in a car crash. She'll have been seeing herself as a failure. She'll say, I love me more than they. I say, but mom, God bless with great children that are all great men and women today. So she may be looking at what she could have done if her husband was to be alive. So I want you to write all the negative things you have been focusing your energy on. Okay? Write the negative things you've been focusing your energy on. Now, the next activity you're going to do is this. Please write them down. I don't know if you have a trash can with you over there. Throw those things in the can. Do you know what it's symbolizing? It's symbolizing you are letting it go. You are letting the failure go. You are letting the pain go. You are forgiving yourself. That is not who you are. Now that you have known who you are not, let's see who you are. Let's see who you are. I want you to learn to know that your inner quality defines you. Like that beautiful cake we're admiring. I used to tell guys or ladies who want to marry, so you're not marrying the packaging you are seeing outside. You are marrying the cake inside. That is the real thing you are going to eat. And that is the person you are going to live with. And that is who you are. So who are you? Now, you are your character and your habits. Things you do regularly. Habits you have built, either consciously or unconsciously. That is one. Honesty, compassion, loving. That thing you do regularly, that is number 1, who you are. Number 2, you are your core value. Things you cannot negotiate. Things that you cannot compromise. Like for me, One of my core values is freedom. And that's why it's not easy for me doing a white collar job, because I thrive more in my freedom. I can exploit to do anything. Okay. It can be integrity. Like I love self-growth. I love knowledge. So I don't know what is it, that thing you love, that thing you can defend at all costs, your core value. Another thing is that you are your triggers. Things that you react to, you are not comfortable. Let's say you are someone, immediately you see death, you are not comfortable. It means that cleanliness is your core value. If you're someone that hates like me, one of my trigger is laziness. I hate lazy people around me. In fact, if you are lazy, I will soon have a problem with you. So one of my core value is diligence. I love hardworking. So I'm saying that if you don't know your core value, you can also get your core value from your triggers. What triggers what you react to? You are your belief system. That thing you believe in. Is it about money? Okay, things you hold to be true. Like in Africa, in my place here, you know, when you do a hand to somebody like this, it's an insult. To another person, it's nothing. But we are what to give interpretation to. How you interpret this is your belief system. Somebody have issue with in marriage as husband and wife, a couple. Another person believe that I can marry 3, 4. Okay? So we have a belief system, and that is who you are. And this is what we defend to see as our truth. What's our belief system about money, about marriage, about religion, about culture? There are things we do in my place that you don't stand to greet an elder. It's insult. They will not take it. So we are your belief system. You are your passion, the things that makes you come alive, things you do happily. Okay, things that you care about. Like me, I love writing. I love to read. I write effortlessly. I easily get business idea. And you are your superpower, your natural strength, things you do effortlessly. I want to check yourself. What are the things I do well? What are the things that I do better than others? What are the things that others compliment me for? Okay, things you do, you don't struggle to do it. Like writing is like a pure water to, like something that is very common to me. Somebody else can be struggling to write a book for 10 years, but within a year, I can write 3 or 4 books. Depends on activity at hand. So you are things you enjoy, do your superpower, it's things you do without struggle. Okay? Then you are your personalities. Either you are sanguine, you are melancholy, you can be a choleric, you know, you all belong to one group or the other. That is, and the other personality, some of us are money personalities. Some of us are spenders. Some of us are savers. You know, we have different categories like that where we belong to. Some of us are avoider. And another thing I can say is that you are your purpose. And I want to describe purpose as what to help people to do. Your superpower is what you do yourself easily. But your purpose is the problem you solve, is bigger than you. The contribution you make to your environment, the contribution you make to people around you, the value you add, you are your experiences. So I'm much more than that. So I hope you are getting a better definition of who you are. Okay, next slide, please. So next slide. Yes, I've talked about what truly defines who you are. These are your inner qualities, like that cake, not the icing. The icing is attractive, but the cake inside is the inner qualities that you carry. So I've talked a lot about who you are. Next slide. So you're going to do something again, another activities for you now. Please, you're going to pick a pen. Yes, I can see here, freedom, success. Okay, we are coming to that. Before that, now I want to pick a pen. This is your third activities now. I want to write 3 qualities that you love about yourself. Like me, I love to write. I love knowledge. My husband is here. He can tell you that the wife, we call ourselves bookworm. You know, I read, I love to know. From a young girl, what takes money out of my hand easily is knowledge. So I write, I love to impact people. I love to make people's life better. So I wanted to write 3 qualities you love about yourself. There's something good about you. Write 3 qualities you like about yourself. Then write 2 things you are passionate about. Yes. 2 things you are passionate about, the changes you want to see. And then write 1 core value. I think one of my core value is knowledge. Another of my core value is diligence. And that's why you see anything on personal success. I just believe you are responsible for your success. So I wanted to write those things down. Your true identity is anchored on the quality, not on the circumstances. That is the lesson for you there. That your true identity of who you truly are is not on those other definitions, it's on those inner qualities of who you are. Your inner, they are anchored on your inner qualities. Okay? Now, why is this important to you? I want you to know, why do you need to know this? It helps you to operate to be authentic to yourself. You are not living your life to please others. You live a life that you are comfortable with. You live to please yourself. It helps you to set your boundaries. You know what will not work for you. You know what will be a trigger to you that will be a problem. It also helps you to build your self-confidence. So you are not comparing yourself with somebody else. You build your self-confidence. It helps you to get clarity. So you can make life decisions about what, like me. I've told you that I'm not good with 9 to 5 job. I was doing it before, but now no matter how much you are giving me, it's going to be a struggle. I thrive more working on my own. So it's helps you to get clear about who you are and also your decision making. Okay? It helps you to build resilience when there are storms and challenges coming your way. It helps you to build your freedom so that you're not thinking, it's not about what people say about you. It's not about what people think about you. You know who you are. When somebody says negative thing about you, you're not offended because it only know that the person, it only shows that the person doesn't know who you are. And then you're able to operate from your true success. Like what I do, I help people to discover their strengths. And so that you can operate from your area of strength so that you'll not be comparing yourself with somebody else. If I like under finding purpose, I help you to find, the first thing we do is, who are you? What is your strength? So that when you're operating from an area of strength, you are not competing. You do it gracefully. You do it effortlessly. You are enjoying it. And you are adding value. Even when you are tired, you are enjoying what you are doing. So you feel fulfilled and your greatness flows naturally, effortlessly, without struggle. You are not comparing yourself with anybody. So success is being true, being yourself authentically, courageously, not being defined by other people. Okay? So finally, how to discover your true self. How to discover yourself and build your self-identity, knowing your true self. How do you discover yourself? Number 1, you have to do a self-reflection. Write down what are my core values. I've told you what a core value is. And I say you can get your core value from your triggers, then you reverse it. If your triggers, it's ignorance, it means your core value is diligence, is knowledge. If your triggers is laziness, it means your core value is the reverse, diligence, right? If your trigger is ignorance, then your core value is knowledge. And then write down what makes you come alive. Then write down your natural strengths, things you do very well. Yeah, I love that. I love writing. I love swimming. I love dancing. Yes. And then another thing you need to do, please learn step 2, heal from your past labels. Peradventure, you have been carrying the wrong labels of who you are. Forgive yourself. Okay? Forgive the past mistake, the last trauma. And I want you to know something. There's something better that have come out of you as a result of those challenges. They may not be fun then when you're experiencing them, but if you observe yourself very, very well, something good has come out of it. I had a failed relationship before, but helped me become aware of what I really wanted in my next relationship. It helped me to bring out, to become I look at why did it fail? And I realized it's from mentality that the person was from a higher social class than me, and I decided to make it up. And I said, I'm going to improve myself, and I'll be the best. I'll be the wife the person ever missed to fail, to have married. Person failed to marry. And you know that the best version of Dorcas today. So here for the past, see how that thing has brought out the best of you. And then let go of limiting belief. Some of us carry some mentality that is not empowering you, that is keeping you on the same spot for many years. Let it go. And then align your daily actions, your decisions, your relationship, align them with your values and passion. Whatever you want to do every day, let it go along with your value. Let it go with your passion. Let it be something you enjoy. Don't struggle. If something is not your strength, don't struggle over it. There is something good about you. So check what you do very well and go in that line so that you can live your life happy and then grow. Grow consistently. The first speaker talked about lifelong learning. Another speaker talked about personal development. Invest in yourself. If you go to my school, I wrote something there. I said, the beautiful thing about learning is that no one takes it from you. It's your thing. So invest in yourself. Become a better, then love yourself, practice self-love. Show yourself compassion. Don't be too hard on yourself. And then our last activity. Now, the same activity we did first, you are going to do it again. Now, if you strap yourself for all your titles and achievements, what remains of you? I know some of us can have a better definition of who we are now. If you remove all your accolades now, and your achievement, your titles, everything, if I ask to define yourself now, I know most of us can have a better description of who you are. You can describe, this is who I am now. Another thing, you can define yourself from area of your purpose. I help people to do this. Like I said, I help people to reinvent themselves. I help people to find purpose. I help people to find thriving business idea. So let's do a self-declaration, okay? Self-declaration. Write a true self-declaration. Write 2 to 3 lines describing who you are based on your internal qualities, not the external. I told you the true cake, not the icing now, right? Write 2 to 3 lines of who you think you are and say it loud. You can type it here and I would like to read this. You can say, I am creative. I am a person of value. Okay, I have hope. I have love. I love knowledge. Just write something about yourself. I want to see your write-up, please. I want to see what you are defining yourself to be. Can you write it down? I want to read your write-up. Self-declaration. I have hope. I am beautiful. I am intelligent. I am creative. So can you write, I want to read who we are. Self-declaration. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I am sincere, I am orderly. I love that. I'm reliable. I'm loyal. I love that. I love that. Any more? So, true transformation begin. Listen to this on a final note. True transformation begin not by chasing an imposed idea imposed on you, but by embracing and growing into embracing who you are and growing to who you want to be. I believe that you can be a better version of yourself, but embrace your strengths, embrace your uniqueness. You are different, yes, and then you can grow into who you want to be. Thank you for listening. Thank you for having me. And I want to believe that you are able to define yourself more better than who you were at the beginning. Thank you. So embrace your new self and be confident of who you are. Thank you. Somebody say, I'm reliable, honest, and trustworthy, and persistent. I'm spiritual, I am beautiful. I love that I'm resilient, I'm bold, I'm an influencer, I have a creative mind. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for having me. And if you want to connect with me, you can check my website, Dorcas Bosede Frank. Dorcas Bosede Frank. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on LinkedIn. And you can reach out to me for more information. Thank you, Arafat, and thank you everyone for having me and for listening.
Thank you,
I
Coach
guess I'm the last
Dorcas.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Coach Dorcas, for such a powerful presentation.
you.
We were supposed to have our final speaker, Coach Sarah Muni from Kenya, but she, due to some unseen circumstances, she is not able to join today. But she will be definitely joining us tomorrow, and we'll be sharing her session tomorrow. So now it's time for questions. If you have any questions, feedbacks, it's time for us to interact. All our coaches are here. Coach Simona is here, Brian is here, Dorcas is here, and Coach Muhammad Malala is here. Yeah, Cecilia, I see your raised hands. Yeah, now you can unmute.
Okay, thanks everybody. It was a very, very interesting session. I listened to everybody with great interest. And so I thank you all. And I've got a question. I think it's actually the first two speakers could answer because I think it's related. I don't remember the name of the first speaker and Simona. Okay, so actually they talked about curiosity and they, let's say, encourage curiosity. You have to be curious and try to, let's say, to reach ambitious goals. And I agree with that. But according to me, as far as I'm concerned as a person, I think that you also have to be aware of your, let's say, potential and skills, because it would be just, in my opinion, superb and arrogant to pretend that, for example, I wish I were Einstein. I wish I were very good in mathematics, while I can't, because in my opinion, I've got some limits, and not because I don't believe in myself, but because I'm aware of my potential and what my, let's say, developing skills might be. So I would like these speakers, maybe if they can answer or what they mean, what suggestions they can give.
Absolutely, Cecilia. Maybe I can take it on my end. Thank you so much. This is it is like a very fruitful thought for all of us, right? Yes, absolutely. And I need to connect it to a human design. So in this case, everyone has this individualistic persona. So when we are considering also in this timeline shifting, yes, we need to consider it with our own abilities. And this is also not only, this is also energetically speaking, right? To what we have the capability to put our energy into. This is the amount of the energy we have. Let's say, of course, you have seen Dorcas, yes? So I was just writing to Arafat. So as I will take her as an example, I think she's either a generator or manifesting generator. She's coming with a huge energy. She's writing 70 books. Yeah, so for me, it wouldn't be possible to write the 70 books that I can, this is 100%. This is 100%. I am here, you understand me? I'm here to lead. I am not here to generate as many books. So this is, I will, in my life, maybe generate 10. Okay? This will be my maximum. Okay? So this is exactly what you are saying, Cecilia. We need to take our own exact personality, our own skills, gifts, abilities, our energetic measures that we have into that thinking. Yeah. So this is that each of us, we have that expertise, but we need to truly count with our abilities and make them, push them forward this way. Yeah. So, and specifically for that, I can truly say, for reflectors and the projectors, that are 20% of the population, they don't operate. This is the thing. We need to understand how we operate. We are still in a system operating of a system of generators. So everything is now running, is a pushing forward, is a wheel, fast forward. But even though in that system, reflectors and projectors, they are not energetic types as me. I will not generate this, okay? So that's why, but you need to know yourself. That's why at first, deeply knowing yourself, okay? To consider how much you can move on that scale. Yeah, because you are not supposed to also overextend yourself. Then you will be falling into depression. You'll be falling, you know, into the things that they are not associated with you, and that will create tension in your body. So this is a problem for many people if they want to overexpress themselves, overstretch. Also, it's not good, right? You can be falling when otherwise you can be progressing slowly with your own tempo. You can be setting out the goals that are aligned with you and with your energy, okay? But this is that. If that answers your question, that would be really cool. If you have
Yes.
another one.
Okay, no, yes, it's great. I agree with you because you know I'm a very I'm quite energetic, and I always want to, let's say, to achieve more. Not because I'm arrogant, but because I want to. Let's say it's a question of learning, and I'm curious. I'm very curious, and this is the question I asked, I think, to the first speaker, because sometimes here in Italy, at least, if you ask questions and you say, okay, I'm curious because I love learning. Sometimes you can be misunderstood because people say that if you are too curious, you are not polite. I think it's a question of cultural, maybe difference or background. I don't know what about your country, what about other countries of the speakers, but you know, sometimes you have to be very, very careful about asking questions, because I'm not scared of asking questions. I always ask questions. I think I'm polite, but sometimes I am and I was misunderstood. And it makes me, let's say, I'm sorry, because if I'm misunderstood and if people say, oh, you're curious, you're not, you're rude, then I think, how about asking questions, asking the right questions, and not being misunderstood?
Yes. I absolutely agree with you, and taking into account our cultural differences, you know, I myself transit through 4 countries, okay? So in every country I needed to understand something different. Yeah, in Italy, we are also in Europe. There is Arabic countries. Of course, there are the completely different, you know, culture requirements. Yeah, so this is exactly, I understand what you are saying. Yes, to politely, you know, express yourself within, you know, saying, yes, my ambition is to express these questions because I would like to understand you. If you will do it in a way, you know, that you would want to understand the perspective of the other, you will open up the discussion more. If you are a person also that you like to strive for a lot, yes, so over striving, over extending yourself. I'm coming from Slovakia. I have a huge problem, let me tell you, in my country, okay? It's fixed. Everything is fixed. The mindset, this is not like in United States that you need to be your best, okay? This is not like that, okay? So, but I was always, you know, explaining the things the way that I feel myself. If it is not right for you, I understand your perspective, but it is, please understand it is right for me. Yeah. So please accept the way I am and that I maybe operate differently. And for me to strive to get these insights, this is what I was always saying, it's something completely normal. And yes, I like to add an example of different cultures, right? Different countries, different backgrounds of the people. People have a lot of fixed mindset if they don't see different perspectives and different cultures, right? So I like to open up the mindsets of others to look also a little bit more. then it is on their side, right? Okay.
Yes, okay, thanks. Thanks, Sam.
Thank
Welcome.
you, Cecilia, for that question, and thank you, Simona, for answering. And
Sure.
any other questions? And I saw Alessandro asked a question that about is meaning and purpose the same, right, Alessandro?
Yeah, but yes, but Brian answered before.
Okay, great.
He did answer before, Brian, to that question. Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
that's great.
No.
Any
Thank you
other
for
further questions?
I'll jump in. Hi, everyone from Canada. Hope everyone's doing well, bringing some positive energy to everyone. I am most curious, because I love the word curiosity as well, is how have all of the amazing coaches for themselves been able to integrate in their own journeys? Because integration is unique to each of us. And I'd love to learn a little bit more about each of you. And how can you then share that with us? I would appreciate that. Or do I need to reframe that question? It's meant to get curiosity. I see Brian being curious.
Could you
How have you
restate
integrated?
the question?
Yeah. So how have you been able to integrate from your heart to your mind to your higher calling and consciousness, your purposefulness? How have you gone through that yourself in your own personal journey? Is that a better reframe?
Yeah, it is. Thank you. For me, I've gone through phases, and initially, again, I started my path when I was 13, and I was very intent on doing that, and the way I integrated it was by I think somebody else said this, and I can't remember which one of the other coaches said this, by reading everything that I could from those heroes that I had. I probably, by the time I was in, my junior year in high school, so about 16, 17, I had read every one of Gandhi's writings, his own writings. And I had read Solzhenitsyn, who was on the list, and I had read. So that's how I started, was just gathering knowledge. It goes to curiosity. And then in my mid years, life got in the way. I had 4 kids. I was a single father. So life got in the way, and I kind of lost that. I let life get in my way. And then for the last, I would say 15, 20 years, I'm going out and sharing, continuing reading. Like Frankl, I just started reading about a year and a half ago, because something brought him to mind. So I've read all of that, but also then seeking out others to talk about. I'm lucky to have a partner who is curious and is bright, and I can work with her a lot, and just staying open to saying, I don't know. I know what my meaning is. I know the path I need to go on. It's like a bowling alley. If you've ever done 10-pin bowling, I'm going there, but there's gutters. And as long as I stay on the path, I'm going to get to where I want to go. But I also need to know where the gutters are. What's going to pull me off my path? And that's does that answer your question? Does that help?
Yeah, no, it's wonderful, because all of us, we hear things, we experience things, we have these beautiful limiting beliefs, we have our positive ways of being, but it's in the integration is where we are able to truly transform. And so I'm just interested in how each of these beautiful coaches have actually done that. The knowingness of being in your present moment, Like, how have you integrated so that you are your beautifulness that you are today? If that makes sense. So thank you for sharing a little bit more about your journey and your path. I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Brian. Ibrahim, I see your raised hands.
Sandra, thank you for this, thought-provoking coaching question. It's an in-depth question, really, and I loved it. I think what makes the integration is, as Brian said, if we find that meaning that for the thing that we are going to do. And that is the, I would say, the ignition from inside to outside. And I would describe it that is the thing that ties up our heart with our mind. And once we have that, our heart and mind working together, because when we believe in something that we need it, as Muhammad said, and I love what Muhammad said in his presentation, a lot of things that he was talking about. So when we have that, belief within our heart that we need to be that person, okay, and tie that one to our head, I think that will, pave the road, I would say, to whatever destination that we would like to go. And this is why when I see, for example, the coaching, because I love to, help people, to develop people, and that is one of my, actually, my mission, one of my mission statements. And because of that, I did all the thing to achieve whatever that I can achieve to be a BCC coach and to practice coaching and also to influence. And all the main thing also here is that I wanted to leave a legacy on other people's heart. When I'm done, when I'm away of this life, I would like people to remember that Ibrahim Obaidi has left something within us, within me. And I hear that from one of my friends, son. I forget what I did to him, but once he was once coming to me at home with his father, and he told me that, do you remember that you said this to me, which encourages me to go? He was, he was hesitating to go to study in the United States. And he was afraid to go to study in the United States. And he came with his father. I talked to him for less than 5 minutes. And that kept, that ignites something in him. And he decided from that to go, and he went and he graduated. And he was telling me that I've told him something. I forget about that, completely, but he still remembered it. This is what I love to do in other people's life. So thank you for your question.
Thank you, Coach Ibrahim, for adding that. Coach Dorcas?
Yeah, I want to share my own experience to respond to our question. My start, I realized that growing up, I love learning. Anything on success, I just enjoy learning it. And it took me time to pick the direction I was to go because I read a lot. So I have to go for a course on personal brand. I'm going for a course on personal brand with under finding your purpose. There was a topic which I learned on people with multi-talented. So filling that chart out, it was a table chart and we are asked to carry out an exercise where we are to write all the areas we are good at. I was able to write about 4 areas education as an educational coach because I have a school and I've run a school. I started a school with just my kids, 3 kids. And over the time, the kids are over 600. The school is about 15 years now. We have 2 branches. And I have a lot of experiences in education and writing of books. So when I scored myself, I realized I have a higher score in education aspect. And I also have the women empowerment aspect was the second, I had my second score there. Then I've been teaching teenagers because I was an educator in secondary school. I've been a year group mistress. I've been a teenage coordinator in my church. And one of my strengths was the life skills session, taking topics that have to do with teenagers, life skills. So I realized that's also one of my strengths. And anything on entrepreneurship, they were the 4. So I scored highest in the education aspect, second in the women empowerment and personal success. And then the third one, so I had a coach then, I focused more on the women, on the education. But there's something in me that was not fulfilled. I always have a yearning for women empowerment. Being that I said in my story that I lost my dad when I was quite young, and my mom being able to raise 6 of us, and today we are all great men and women in our different fields. And then married to a military man, I see cases of young widows, and these women are left helpless, confused about life, not being able to take responsibility for their life and family, and it became a concern to me. I've seen neighbors, I've seen colleagues, I've seen some of my staffs who were military spouse, and it became a concern to me that I need to help these people. If my mom can do it, if my mom could do it, I could empower these ladies to start doing something for them. So I have friends that lost their husband, and the women were actually helpless. So I told my coach, after so I was branding myself as educational coach. But one day I look at it, I say, there's something missing about me. I'm doing well in this area, but my heart is in the women. I'm still concerned. And that's why I end up going to the women aspect. But with time, I realized that I began to define my base. When I became more self-aware of my core value, my strengths. I love empowering people. If you look at my school, the uniqueness of my school is anything. I told my parents, I'm raising CEOs. I'm not raising job seekers. So one of my strengths in my school is different skills, digital skills, anything you can do based on your strength. Since I realized that's my strength, I love inspiring people. I love seeing people living their life to their core, what they enjoy doing. So I now transform myself into the transformational coach, personal success coach, and that's how I was able to now major in that area. I was able to integrate every area based on my strength and my core value, and I channel my energy in that direction. So that's how I'm able to define who I am today. So I don't know if I'm able to answer Sarah's question. So most of my book, Idea to Income, it's how to help people to generate ideas, business idea, and turn it to a source of income. I wrote The Empowered Military Spouse. It's still how to help the women to get something to do with their life while their husband is alive, or even if he's not there. So, and I have this Smart Wealth Code. Everything about me is about how to make people have personal success. I want people to be happy and have financial independence and financial freedom. So that's how I'm able to come about what I am doing now, and I'm happy doing it. So that's my story.
Thank you for bringing your beautiful sunshine and your light. I love your light. It's beautiful.
Arafat, may I say something?
Sure.
Okay.
Can I share something?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, I will summarize it in a few words, just a few words, okay? First one, do we have the drives? Second, do we feel comfortable or not? Third, do we have the courage, the confidence? The needs, do we know the needs and the wants? then do we have an action plan? And do we know our timeline? Integration will raise. That's all.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. It is short yet powerful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
And
I
thank you,
love
Dr.
and I love how you've reframed that back as well, because vision, all these beautiful things, without a true plan, without goals set out that are achievable, manageable, we all talk about, talk about the SMART goals, isn't going to happen. So thank you for that. That is very important for the integration. And it's the
Yes.
knowingness. We've got the faith, we've got the ability to do it. So thank you. Beautiful share.
Great.
Sarah.
Thank you, everyone. So it's time to wind up for today. Great sessions, great learnings, great experience. So tomorrow we continue with our transformation sessions with great coaches, Hemant Jain from India, Dr. Christy Taylor from USA, talking about Map Your Career Legacy, and Coach Srilata from the US, talking about success without sabotage, and Coach Needle Smart about shifting mindset, and Dr. Chris handling the session on resilience. So see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Good night, everyone. Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Don't
Night.
forget
Thank you.
program
Bye-bye.
today.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Arafat, no photograph.
Bye. Bye.